how to be a professional, what they need to do. That it's a job. This is how people make a living.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's they understand it from a young age, and so many of them want to do it, but so many of them also know that it's impossible for every single player to make it.
And it seems like this is the direction that soccer is going in America. That the MLS are building these academies, and they're having a clear system from being a kid up through being a professional and then making it to MLS, which I think is great. I think it's the best thing for this country. I don't know if it may have an effect on college soccer. You're going to see less people playing college soccer. That's certainly possible, but I think
Look at hockey,
this is the
juniors,
best thing. It's the
college.
same thing in hockey,
Mhm.
right? It's juniors versus college. Yeah.
It's by far probably the best move that the U.S. Soccer Federation has made for improving the system.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's always ways that you're going to miss players, and there's some really good players out there that don't get seen. But if every single team has an academy and every single club has an academy, and there's teams from all over the place now. I mean, if you don't have an MLS team, they're getting a USL Pro team or they're getting an NASL team. And there's something to look forward to for these kids to play.
Right.
Either it's locally or whether it's the next state over or there is something that there's an academy for them to go play and there's now even academy teams that compete against the MLS academy teams, for areas that don't have MLS teams.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's definitely, by far one of the best moves that the U.S. Soccer Federation has made in trying to enhance, the quality of U.S. soccer and the system that's instilled in the European countries that's, they're trying to make it work here. And I know it's a little bit more difficult for it to work here, but obviously it works. I mean, there's no doubt about it that it works, and hopefully, we'll get it going and it'll make a big difference soon and, make a positive impact on the sport in this country because, you see the way the sport is played in other countries. It's incredible the difference. And if the United States become one of those top countries for this sport, it will go a long way for the future. Absolutely.
Now you personally, your outdoor career is you're still young. You're only 27, relatively. You played for Harrisburg for a couple of years, Richmond, in the USL. You still have plans of making MLS outdoors?
I would love to. At the moment, I'm also trying to go back overseas.
Okay.
I'm trying to give a one last shot overseas, or try to make that jump to MLS. I've had a few different opportunities come up, and I look forward to seeing what happens at the end of the season to hopefully make one of those possible. And if not, if I got to spend one more year in the USL or the NASL, I will do my best to try to make that jump. And I was told a few years ago that, for my position and where I'm at, I'm still young, but I'm gaining a lot of experience from the years I've played. And, at the next level overseas or MLS, that experience is going to go a long way, no matter what level it's at. So, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm going to keep working hard and, keep doing what I know how to do to try to get myself to that next level.
How does playing professionally indoor in the MASL, how does that interact with your outdoor career? Does it help? Are there certain aspects of the game that you can improve better on just from playing indoor professionally?
I mean, the speed of play is the biggest one that jumps out at you. The indoor fast pace. The ball comes off the wall. You got to be aware of a lot of things. Where the ball is, where your man is, the runners, tracking runners. There's a little bit more set plays and a little bit more stoppage with the ball going out of bounds, and there's line changes and so on, and defensive power plays, offensive power plays. There's a little bit, it's a little bit more different game, but the speed of play and working off your touch and your decision making and having your head up and looking down the field, all of those are important in both games, and with the quality of the players in the indoor game and how quick some of them are, and their foot skills and all those little small things. It's definitely helps with the speed of play and making your decisions. And as a defender, it's it keeps you on your toes, it keeps you sharp, with your speed and agility, and you're defending, 1v1 situations because you're in a lot of, you're man to man a lot of times. Sometimes you face up 1v1, And then in the other times when you're not faced up 1v1, you got to be worried about your guy 1v1. So it definitely works out a lot for, translating the outdoor and, working on my decision making, my quickness, and the speed of play as well. So.
And I'm guessing that from a financial standpoint, it's also got to help you to be able to pay your bills, to be able to play soccer year round, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's another reason why I decided to make the jump to the indoor game as well is because it'll keep me playing all year round at a high level, at a professional level, and I'll continue to get paid throughout the year. And and then some opportunities can come up, with other teams if I play well here. In this league, some of the you got some of the best indoor players in the world that play in this league, and there's some very good, talented outdoor players that have been around for a while that play in this league as well. So, with this league being nationwide now and having more teams and having more, trying to get the league out there and the indoor game out there, hopefully, publicly it will help out as well.
John, Mark, anything?
No. Actually, well, one thing that I've been thinking listening to this is with your you have a pretty impressive resume, as do a lot of the players we've talked to, and I think a lot of people don't really understand just what it takes to play at this level, and that's pretty impressive. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's the mentality you have to have, the wear and tear on your body, and the physical condition you have to be in. There's a lot that goes with it, but at the same time, what's better than waking up every morning and going to practice and doing what I love. And sometimes
better than going into an office building with a suitcase, right?
Exactly.
Office space.
Sometimes I might not be able to practice that day or be able to train that day, and I have to get injuries taken care of or go get treatment or so on, or you're injured for a little while. But it comes with what we do, just like every other job has a downfall. I mean, it just sucks that sometimes you're injured for a long period of time, and just like that, you can be done playing, or just like that, you're out for a couple of weeks, or a couple of months. That's the downfall. But I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. And I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying Rochester. It's one of the main reasons why I came back from Ontario was
cool.
How do you compare Rochester to the other places you've played?
I mean, the Lancers are very highly
colder. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot
more snow.
It's a lot colder. Yeah, it's a lot colder.
Less traffic.
But they just, the way they do things, with the club and the team and the professionalism, it stands out, and it's another reason why I, Doug Miller and myself made it work out for me to come back here. So.
Listen, I known Basso for a few years now. First of all, he brings a lot to the table. When he came back, he's a leader.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely, he definitely helps people out as a veteran. But I think a lot of people want to know, Steve, is what's on your shirt underneath. You scored that ripper goal over the weekend.
What a goal that
lifted
was!
Your shirt, and everybody wants to know what is actually on your shirt underneath.
It's an Italian saying. It says "Per la mia famiglia," which means it's for my family. And with my father working in the government,
I thought maybe it was Bias Salvatore's Pizza in Italian.
That's on Mauricio's.
With my father working in the military and with the government, he travels a lot, and right now he's overseas, and my mother's back in Baltimore on her own as the rest.
Is
of
your
our
father Jason Bourne?
So
that was actually funny.
It's something I've been doing the past couple of years. I started doing it in outdoor, and I started doing it a lot in Ontario, and I brought it with me to Rochester, and I'll continue to do it for the rest of my career. It's as my family get older, it's hard for us to see each other, and we have we're a really close family that right now my mother's on her own in Baltimore, and the rest of my family we're spread out all over the country, all over the East Coast, and my father being overseas, it's been one of the most important things to me in this world. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I want to make sure that that they know it and that everyone else knows it. And there's no other way to to let it be known than by celebrating a goal and doing it for yourself and for your family and for your team.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, you'll have to score some more incredible 3-point strikes, so you can show off.
Listen,
that
has to be that has to make the goal of the week. That's all I know. I was right. Listen. I was standing kind of behind him on the bench when he scored that goal.
What an arc! What a dip on that ball!
It was sick. Like I told he came up to me and goes, "Tilly, I know you would have saved that one hand and caught it."
With your eyes closed while eating a
backwards too.
While eating a slice of Salvatore's.
I'm not even sure.
In an Arthur Treacher's fish.
Yes.
I think O'Quinn was still staring at Basso like, "Are you going to shoot the
and
ball?"
And a beer
or not?
from the garage door.
It was already in the back of the net. Like I don't even know if O'Quinn knew it hit the back of the net. It was a ripper.
Donor from Donuts
Delight.
Also. All four at once.
I appreciate it,
guys. Stephen, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Good luck this weekend. 2 tough games at Baltimore Saturday night, and back home against the Silver Knights Sunday, 4 p.m. at the Blue Cross Arena. Thanks again, Stephen. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you guys very much. Have a good one.
Yep.
Have a good night.
All right, that was Stephen Basso. We have
what a resume.
Yeah, he's really interesting dude.
What a resume.
I've known him for a few years, man, and he brings so much to the table. His skill, his talent. You can see his intensity on the field. And his leadership. Like I said, in practice, I'm a veteran. I've been on the team for 3 years, but there's still things I can learn from Steve. And
that's awesome.
And you've been on Earth for 73.
I hate you. Yeah, 71. But like I said, but he brings a lot to the table, and as much as we can bust balls with him, as a field player, he is a serious guy, and he gets the job done.
I think it's important for the people because a lot of the fans you talk to, when they think of local teams, they don't think of people who have resumes like this or like Mauricio. They really don't. They think of local people who kick the ball around at MCC or Sports Garden.
You're right. A lot of people think that the Lancers are just like people that play at TSC.
No, they really do. They really do. And it's like, no, it's not just people who kick around at TSC.
Well,
these are professionals.
From what I understand is Yakel Perez was actually on the national team.
Of Cuba. So was Boom Boom at one point.
Right, absolutely. But I mean, that people don't realize who these guys really
these
are.
Good players.
And maybe you don't feel like he's the best. Let me tell you something. Like Yakel Perez, once he gets the indoor game down, he's going to be a terror.
Yeah.
He's an outdoor player. I mean, if he's a good indoor player, but if he's outdoor, he's probably just sick.
Oh yeah. People need to realize just how special it is to have a team like this, these players, because we're trying to get more people to go, and I've talked to people, and I've had people be like, I don't want to be bothered with that, and you ask them why, and they'll say, they're like,
listen,
I don't want to watch a bunch of minor leaguers.
My uncle is from Brazil,
shoot.
And he's like, he's an older guy, and I said, his son's like, listen, you got to come watch, the Lancers play indoor. He goes, indoor. I've seen indoor, which is nothing.
But
he's like, I play indoor on Sundays. We kick the ball around on the hardwood floor. That's
there's a lot of.
He came to the game. He came to a game,
and
he was in awe, and he said, "Holy crap, this isn't the indoor I play."
Nice, I like it. Yeah.
Now he wants to go to every game.
I like that. Yeah,
and that's
the
how
problem
you get the
is the problem is trying to get the fans to the game.
Yes.
Once you see your first game, you're gonna understand this is nothing like you think it is. It's not
You'll be
like
hooked.
it's not like soccer where you're just watching paint dry. It's a fan.
Well,
listen, I love soccer. I've been playing.
You're a soccer player.
I don't watch it, man.
I don't get it.
I watch indoor soccer. I love soccer.
I can watch any soccer game on television.
I can watch it.
I love it.
I can watch it, but a game Americans will love if they get to the game.
Yeah, you have to get to the game. You have to get to the game. Even if you watch it on TV. If you see it on TV, it's interesting. There's a lot going on. Just imagine it's 3 times as fun as watching it on
you
TV.
get part of the crowd. We have a good crowd at Blue Cross Arena. Sometimes we have a ball bouncing around. We're all yelling. We couldn't get the wave started. We tried, and that was kind of embarrassing. But we'll get there.
All right, guys. We're running out of time. Before we go, baseball news. Big baseball news. Baseball is changing at a fundamental level. They announced that in Double-A and Triple-A baseball this year, so the Red Wings will be affected. They're adding a pitch clock, and we can have a very long
now, my question
discussion
for you,
on this.
We just had a conversation about this, but here's the thing: is are they going to try to see how it works in this, and then maybe go to the
and then
Major
it'll
League?
be in Major Leagues?
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
So basically, they came up with this idea in some Major League meetings last summer, and then they instituted it in the Arizona Fall League, which is where the prospects go in October and November to play baseball, and the scouts get to see what they're all about. So they started there. they must have liked it because now they're doing it at the top two
Faster
levels
games.
of baseball in Double A and Triple A. So basically, here's the new rules.